Embrace divine courage, 7 miraculous paths to overcome rejection and manifest your sacred purpose. In a small village nestled among rolling hills, miracles were like fireflies, flickering just beyond reach. Every evening, villagers would gather at the little chapel, where Emily, a devoted single mother with a heart full of warmth, kept the flame of faith alive. Known for her unwavering belief in St. Jude, the patron saint of desperate situations, Emily filled the air with prayers that shimmered like silver against the evening sky. But one fateful day, life cracked open, revealing a darkness that would test her faith like never before. When her son was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness and doctors spoke of nothing but hopelessness, despair swept over the village like a chilling wind. Whispers filled the air as some questioned Emily's faith. Skepticism bloomed in the hearts of many, doubling Emily's internal battle. Still, she clung to her prayers, a trembling heart reaching out into the unseen. One evening, during a solitary vigil, a voice resounded within her, echoing the promises of old. "Embrace that which you do not see," it said, igniting a spark of divine courage deep within her soul. This moment, a divine revelation, transformed her desperation into a calling. Thrust into the role of an intercessor, Emily decided to organize an extraordinary night of collective prayer, inviting the entire village. It was her only hope, a flicker against a looming shadow. The night of prayer dawned, and the villagers arrived, each holding a candle that flickered with their hopes and fears. Emily's heart surged with both anticipation and anxiety. Could the heavens truly bend towards her humble plea? As they stood together, the air thickened with expectancy, charged as if an electric storm brewed around them. "Together we will seek the miraculous," Emily called, her voice rising over the sweet scent of beeswax. "Join me in asking for God's mercy for my son." The congregation murmured in agreement, voices unified in a resonant echo. Prayers ascended, swirling upwards like fragrant incense into the night. Emily poured her heart into her supplication, pleading for the divine healer's touch, believing that hope could part the clouds of despair. But just as the smooth, velvety veil of night wrapped around them, a palpable shift occurred in the atmosphere. Hearts quickened. All at once, Emily's son opened his eyes. Gasps of disbelief filled the air, transforming into shouts of joy. The impossible had happened. Healing poured forth, and eyes once clouded with doubt began to see anew. The villagers, witnessing this miracle, confronted their own turbulence, addictions, disbelief, fears, all laid bare in the wake of divine grace. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. As Emily beamed with joy, she wondered, what did this miraculous turn mean for her and the villagers? The faith they shared transformed, deepening connections and calling them to confront their own challenges. Each flickering candlelight that night was a testament to the power of belief, inciting heartfelt inquiries about their own sacred purpose. With hearts full yet heavy, they pondered, what could possibly follow this extraordinary act of divine intervention? What other miracles lay waiting in the shadows of faith? The days following the miraculous healing were woven with an unusual energy, one that enveloped the village like a warm blanket. The air hummed with excitement and a renewed sense of purpose. Emily found herself at the center of this awakening, her heart racing with gratitude and a promise to use this gift wisely. God had revealed a glimpse of his mercy, and now the villagers looked to her for guidance, their hopes renewed. As they gathered each night in the chapel, their prayers were no longer just whispers of fear. They morphed into hymns of power.
The sound of devotion resonated against the chapel walls, echoing outward, sending ripples across the village. One evening, as the sky transformed into a canvas of twilight colors, the villagers decided to share their stories, creating a tapestry of faith that illuminated hearts long hidden in shadows. With every testimony, the waves of healing splashed across broken souls. Old Mr. Thompson, once shackled by bitterness, stood trembling as his voice quivered through the soft air. He spoke of loneliness and isolation, unraveling like a stained thread. As he spoke, the congregation listened, their hearts swelling with compassion, recognizing their own struggles mirrored in his words. "I was lost, drowning in despair, but by the grace of God," he paused, his gaze shifting to Emily, "I have rediscovered the light." Tears filled Emily's eyes as she held his gaze, sensing the divine stitching the hearts of the villagers with threads of courage and connection. That night, they prayed not just for themselves, but for every soul burdened by doubt. Their collective belief became a mighty river, flowing with compassion and strength, bathing the village in hope. Yet Emily couldn't ignore the nagging thought that lingered like an uninvited guest. Was this just the beginning? She could feel a powerful urge rising within her, a call to do more. It was as if the Spirit was beckoning her to step deeper into her purpose, challenging her to rise beyond the expectations of ordinary life.
One morning, with the sun stretching its golden arms across the horizon, Emily ventured into the woods surrounding the village, seeking a moment of silence to listen to that call. The leaves danced in the gentle breeze as she stepped among ancient trees, each whispering secrets of faith long past. Sitting on a mossy log, she closed her eyes, breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, illuminating her heart's deepest desires before God. Suddenly, the stillness shattered. A rush of divine vision swept into her being, a dream depicted with vivid colors. She saw not only her son healed, but the entire village transformed, radiating love that drew others closer, breaking the chains of isolation and fear. Each villager was magnified, like stars illuminating the darkest night. Emily felt a spark ignite within her chest, pushing her beyond her own understanding. "What must I do, Lord?" she whispered. The vision expanded, revealing a path laden with challenges but intertwined with threads of grace. Each challenge bore purpose, seeking out those lost in their own pain, sharing the stories of hope, and calling everyone to live boldly. With tears streaming down her cheeks, Emily stood, for she understood that divine courage was not just about personal healing. It was an invitation extended to all, a call for every soul to rise, enveloped in faith. As she walked back to the village, a soft wind rustled the leaves, almost as if nature itself agreed with her newfound resolve. The whispers of purpose lingered, echoing through her heart. What would be the first step she needed to take to embrace this mission? The answer was clouded in the essence of divine mystery, waiting to be revealed. And so she arrived at the threshold of her next chapter, her heart aflame with hope. What revelations awaited her on this path of purpose? Would the villagers answer the call for greater faith and collective healing in ways they had never imagined? The murmurs among the congregants quieted as Emily spoke. Their breaths hung in the air, waiting for the next word to weave joy into understanding. Drawing on her vision, she continued, "What if we could extend our hands to those beyond our village? Imagine if we stepped outside our comfort zones and reached the broken, the lost, and the lonely. God's love knew no boundaries, neither should ours." Excitement buzzed in the room, and she could almost see a flicker of hope lighting up the hearts before her. As she shared her dream, few people nodded, eyes glistening with divine understanding. Emily felt the warmth deepen in the chapel, a presence thicker than the night air. It was a tangible reminder of God's Spirit among them, affirming every word spoken was indeed pure truth.
Mr. Thompson, whom Emily had watched transform from a bitter soul to a brave spirit, stood up once more. "Emily, you have awakened something in me. I was once afraid of reaching out, afraid of rejection, but if God can heal us, we must lean into that courage to share His love as freely as it has been given to us." His voice rang in the chapel, exposing the hesitations of many. As he spoke, the room felt charged. A wave of courage rippled through the village's hearts. One by one, voices began to rise in agreement. They were no longer hearing a call for action, they were feeling it. With a quiver of joy, Emily gestured to the candles burning softly on the altar. "Let these flames remind us of our duty to shine." As even as she said it, a fresh breeze circulated, drawing her vision back into focus. A plan began to emerge from the divine mystery, a journey to embark upon as a united community. "Let us set aside a night each week for prayer and outreach," she proposed, eyes sparkling with the passion of purpose. "We can invite others from neighboring villages. We can create a safe space for sharing hearts and burdens." The excitement grew palpable, an energy wholly alive. As villagers began to clap and cheer, Emily felt consumed by joy and reassurance that their faith had ignited new possibilities. She could almost hear angels rejoicing with every pulse of hope rising in the air. Yet as applause filled the chapel, a new thought settled in Emily's heart. What if not everyone accepted their call? What if they encountered resistance? The whispers of doubt began to creep in, even as excitement soared high within her. Was she leading them towards an open door, or a path strewn with thorns? As Emily closed the gathering in prayer, she offered devotion not just for courage to take the first steps, but also for the resilience to face rejection. God's mighty love had touched them. Surely He could prepare their hearts for the journey ahead. And with that, as the last words of prayer ebbed in the air, the question lingered. Would they be ready to embrace whatever lay beyond that door? The following week, excitement hung in the air like the lingering scent of flowers after a rain. The Tuesday gathering was more than an event. It became a sacred meeting, a rendezvous with the divine. Emily watched, heart swelling with joy as the pews filled with familiar faces and new visitors drawn by curiosity and the flicker of hope ignited in their community. As the evening deepened, a hum of conversation enveloped them, a holy buzz that whispered secrets of expectancy. Emily stood before them again, a beacon of faith amidst the flickering candlelight. She felt a stirring within, an almost palpable presence of God urging her onward. "Tonight, I feel we need to pray not just for ourselves, but for the hearts beyond our village," Emily began, her voice rising with an infectious enthusiasm. "Let us lift those who may doubt, those who feel lost in the wilderness of life. We hold the keys to share God's love, to show them His light even when they cannot see it." A hush fell over the congregation as they began to pray together. Each voice became an individual thread woven into a beautiful tapestry of devotion. The gentle sound of prayer rose and fell like the wind through the trees, creating a sacred rhythm that resonated with every heartbeat in the room. Emily noticed a woman at the back, tears streaming down her cheeks, hands clasped tightly. She was new to their village, having wandered in searching for solace after loss. Without hesitation, Emily beckoned her forward, heart pounding with empathy. "Please, share your heart with us," she encouraged gently, stepping closer. The woman's voice trembled as words spilled forth about her sorrow, her longing for connection. The villagers surrounded her, hands grasping her shoulders, murmurs of comfort flowing like soothing balm. Emily spoke softly. "You are not alone. We are here with you, and God loves you as you are." It was a moment of divine revelation, the power of compassion breaking barriers, tears becoming a conduit for healing. The chapels pulsed with shared love, a reflection of God's grace. Emily felt the holy energy surge, a tangible reminder that love conquers all. Yet, as joy enveloped the room, that familiar whisper of doubt crept into her mind again. Would this newfound strength be enough to sustain them when faced with opposition? When they took their outreach into the villages beyond, how would they respond to those who questioned their faith? It was then Mr. Thompson rose once more, a formidable figure of hope in the community. "Emily, I was once filled with fear and bitterness. If we face rejection, we must remember every heart we touch is part of His greater plan. Rejection is not the end, it's just a step in the journey." His words struck a chord, echoing the truth of the gospel. Emily felt a flood of encouragement. She clutched her heart, grateful for the firm foundation built through shared experiences. And yet uncertainty loomed like fog over the path ahead.
With renewed resolve, they began to plan their first outreach. Emily shared her vision of a harvest festival, inviting neighboring villages to celebrate community, love, and the beauty of shared faith. She could see their imaginations ignite, a vivid tapestry of possibilities unfolding. As they broke into smaller groups to brainstorm, Emily quietly prayed for strength to navigate the day ahead. "Lord," she whispered, "help us embrace every moment. Allow our hearts to be bold even when fear lingers." And just then, in the gentle stillness, a profound thought welled up within her. Perhaps the real miracle is not in escaping rejection, but in choosing love each time they met it. As the night wore on and laughter filled the air, a whisper of divine mystery remained. How would they face the challenges ahead? What transformations awaited them beyond that festival? With a heart both excited and apprehensive, Emily knew one thing was clear. They weren't just a community anymore. They were a movement fueled by God's unconditional love. But the question lingered, like the echo of a bell ringing out into the night. Would they stand strong, trusting Him, when challenges came knocking at their door? The days leading up to the festival were filled with a fervent energy. Emily moved through her community like a mother hen gathering her chicks. Each day brought fresh excitement, but also a rising tide of apprehension. The villagers painted banners, baked bread, and prepared songs of praise. Yet no amount of joyful preparation could silence Emily's inner turmoil. Would the festival be a true reflection of God's love? What if joy was met with skepticism? As the sun dipped low, casting a warm golden hue over the earth like a divine embrace, she found herself at the small chapel, kneeling in prayer. "Lord, I seek your strength. Help us shine brightly, even if shadows creep in," she murmured. In that sacred silence, she felt a wave of peace wash over her spirit, a gentle reminder of God's ever-watchful presence. Let us be brave. Let us be unwavering. The night before the festival, the village gathered around a central fire, illuminated by the fiery glow that danced with the wind. The crackling flames seemed to echo sacred voices as stories of hope and faith flowed freely. Everyone shared their experiences of love and adversity, amplifying their unity. Mr. Thompson, with his seasoned voice, called for a spotlight on God's goodness. Let's remember why we're here. We are chosen to reflect His love. Every heart we touch counts. It doesn't matter if we face rejection. What matters is our willingness to love. His words painted a tapestry of courage that wrapped around each person's heart, urging them to step beyond their comfort zones. As they clapped and cheered, Emily felt a swell of hope rise within her. Each face illuminated by the firelight mirrored another piece of God's great plan. The following day dawned bright and clear. The sun bathed the village in warmth, as if the heavens themselves were celebrating. Colorful banners fluttered with joy. Laughter spilled from each corner, mixing with the sweet aroma of baked goods. Emily gazed out from the hilltop, taking in the bustling scene below, the very embodiment of community and faith. But as the hour approached, a shadow flickered across her heart once more. She couldn't shake the feeling that not everyone would embrace their light. Were they truly ready to engage with those outside their village, where skepticism thrived? "Emily, look!" A child tugged at her skirt, pointing toward the horizon.
In the distance, spirited figures began to approach, the neighboring villagers curious but cautious. As the first guests arrived, a mix of warmth and tension enveloped the atmosphere. Familiar faces lit up with smiles, but some newcomers arrived with crossed arms and skeptical gazes. Emily's heart raced, anticipation tangled with fear. She stepped forward, her voice steady despite the storm within. "Welcome! We're grateful you're here to join in our celebration of love and hope." But as she spoke, she sensed a wave of disapproval passing through the crowd like an electric thrust. "Why should we believe in what you say?" One woman's voice rang out, clear and unwavering. "You think your love can change hearts?" The air thickened, murmurs rippled through the gathering. Emily felt the weight of her calling in that moment. She thought back to Mr. Thompson's words. Yes, rejection was a step in the journey, but it also felt like a crossroads they could not ignore. Emily took a deep breath, drawing strength from the presence of God that surrounded her. "We don't claim to have all the answers. We are here to share love." She paused, meeting the woman's gaze. "Can you tell us about your heart? We are listening." As she spoke, a small crack of understanding appeared, an opening where light could seep through. People began to move closer, curious, hesitant, but more willing to connect. In that moment, a transformation kindled in the air. Emily could sense it, a holy communion of hearts, ready to engage, ready to share stories, ready to embrace not just enjoyment, but the essence of true connection. What would become of an encounter sparked by vulnerability? Would love stitch together what doubt threatened to tear apart? As laughter intertwined with whispers, hope began to glimmer once more. Emily felt a divine energy enveloping her, urging her to step forward, to embrace courage in love's name. And as they edged deeper into the festival, ready to share both joy and vulnerability, the mystery of the next chapter unfolded. Would they find strength in connection even amidst doubt? What would unveil before this community of faith? The festival breathed life around Emily, filling the air with a blend of scents. Freshly baked bread mingled with the fragrant blooms of wildflowers. The laughter of children echoed like sweet music, comforting and joyous, yet the very sound stirred a nervous flutter in her belly. Would this day truly honor God? The villagers rallied together, moving with purpose. Songs of praise shimmered in the morning air, but with each verse, Emily felt the weight of the skeptic's eyes. She caught sight of the woman who had questioned her, still standing among the crowd, arms crossed tightly. Her expression was stubborn, yet there was an inkling of curiosity sparking within her eyes. "Let's open with a prayer," Emily suggested, her voice rising above the murmur. A hush fell over the crowd as they formed a circle, hand in hand. "Heavenly Father, we invite your Spirit into this gathering. Let our hearts align with your love, and may this day reflect your true joy." With each Amen resonating through conscious minds, Emily was filled with a sense of solidarity. Yet she couldn't shake the unease that lingered like a dark cloud just outside the warmth of their unity. "Your prayer was beautiful," spoke a voice to her left, drawing Emily's attention. It was Mr. Thompson, his weathered face glowing. "But we must also share our stories. Sometimes hearing the struggles of others softens hearts faster than any eloquent prayer." Wisdom dripped from his words. Responding with a contemplative nod, Emily felt that spark of courage flicker anew. "Yes, let's share our stories of faith, trials, and triumphs. We can create bridges from vulnerability." A ripple of agreement passed through the group as people began to step forward, recounting personal tales that resonated with struggle and hope. Each story unfolded like petals in bloom, revealing the beauty of faith in the midst of trials. Laughter was met with tears, both offered freely. Slowly, the walls stood rigid among the newcomers began to falter. The woman who had questioned Emily moved closer, her expression softening. Emily sensed the tension in her features ease as she listened to the heartfelt accounts of perseverance. "Do you see?" Emily called out gently, glancing toward the doubtful faces. "Every story we share is a piece of our journey. We all have scars, testaments to God's faithfulness. Let love unify us, not judgment." Her heart raced, wondering how far this moment could push boundaries. Would they be willing to hear their neighbors truly? Would hearts begin to shift, led by the light of understanding and community? One by one, familiar faces within the crowd began to share how they had felt abandoned at times, questioning their faith or the love of those around them. With every story told, Emily felt the atmosphere crackle with divine energy. The tension from the earlier moments began to melt, like frost yielding to the first rays of spring. Then, just as momentum built, a dissonant voice broke through. A man from the neighboring village stepped forward, shaking his head. "You think this is easy?" Her admission landed like a delicate note in the air. The audience responded with gentle murmurs of agreement and support, acknowledging her courage. Emily's heart soared as she watched the skepticism transform into acceptance. A sacred conversation began to unfold, each voice inviting, unearthing emotions long buried under layers of pride and pain. Laughter erupted in places, clasping hands as stories of persistent faith arose, even in dire circumstances. They discovered that vulnerability is indeed a bridge, a path toward healing, unity, and love that transcends their individual struggles. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the warmth of the day mirrored the swelling affection inside the circle. Each testimony became a lantern, lighting a dark path once paved with fear. But just as the atmosphere felt complete, the man from the neighboring village stepped forward again. "What you all speak of is beautiful, but it doesn't change my reality. My community is fractured and we suffer daily. What can you offer us?" The question hung in the air like a heavy cloud, bringing back a taste of doubt to the surface. A tremor passed through the crowd as Emily felt a knot tighten within her spirit. She sensed the urgency to respond, not just to him, but to each heart present. "Let us not stop here," Emily said, with a firmness that surprised even herself. "We need more than words and gestures. We must act. Let's not only celebrate our stories, but join together to uplift our communities. What if we reached out to one another beyond this festival?" The crowd's murmurs turned to whispers of agreement, yet unease lingered in the air. Then someone from the back asked, "But how? Can we truly make a difference?" The moment hung, fragile yet full of potential, as hope hesitated on the brink of action. Emily looked towards the horizon, the sun's light warming the space as if echoing her resolve. "Perhaps," she said softly, her eyes glimmering with conviction, "God wants us to be the change we long to see. Let's take this day and transform our stories into actions of love. Together, we can plant seeds that will blossom into a garden of hope." As her voice resonated with encouragement, the weight of doubt began to lift once more. Conversations sparked anew, ideas tumbling forth, and the energy in the air pulsed vibrantly with possibility. What would their next steps look like? Would they truly join hands to change not just themselves, but their communities? The dawn of this commitment shimmered on the horizon, ripe with divine promise, and the air tingled with anticipation of what was to come. The atmosphere buzzed with renewed energy, excitement threading through the air like an unseen current. Emily felt the fire of inspiration light up her spirit. Conversations flowed freely now, hearts opened wider with each shared idea. She could see the resolve forming in the faces around her, each one of them eager to contribute, to make their mark on the world outside this gathering. An older gentleman stood up, his white hair catching the sun like a halo. "What if we start right here, right now?" he proposed, a spark igniting in his eyes. "We could create small groups to help those in need, food drives, mentorship programs, visits to those shut away from daily life. His voice rang out with clarity, and the group nodded, the energy amplifying as if a wave had passed through them. Another woman, yet younger but burdened with a heavy heart, spoke up. "And what about the youth? We could offer free workshops, get them involved in something positive, help them find purpose. I know what it feels like to be lost." As her words hung in the air, a ripple of agreement cascaded around the circle. Emily's heart leapt with joy. Each idea planted seeds of hope, and the drawing of plans began like the gentle unfurling of new leaves in spring. A young boy who had been quietly listening piped up, "Can we also have a festival? Like this, but bigger. We could invite everyone in the village." His eyes sparkled with enthusiasm, and laughter erupted. It struck a chord of unity among the group, laughter mingling with purpose, transforming the air around them into a symphony of shared dreams. Emily took a moment to absorb it all, overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of this collective spirit. She gazed at the faces lit with ambition, now devoid of skepticism. "Yes, a festival of hope!" she exclaimed. "Each one of us can bring our story to the community. Every voice matters, and together we can showcase our journey of change." Encouraged, the group began brainstorming names for their festival. Whispers of festival of renewal and celebration of hope filled the air, weaving into one another like colorful threads of a beautiful tapestry. Each suggestion etched deeper connections among them, all rooted in the desire to heal, help, and uplift. Emily couldn't help but smile as she recognized God's hand guiding them, crafting a vision more radiant than she could ever have imagined. The spirit was alive in their laughter, and a sense of divine purpose wrapped around her heart like a warm blanket. She felt called to step forward, anchoring her voice into the waves of enthusiasm. "Let's gather again next week. We can flesh out our ideas, assign roles, and start preparing," she said, a sense of urgency propelling her words. There was no looking back now. They had ignited this flame of hope, and it couldn't be extinguished. As the group dispersed, individual voices chattered excitedly, and hands clasped in farewell. Emily felt the heaviness lifted from her spirit, replaced by an exhilarating lightness. Yet in her quiet contemplation, as she watched her new friends depart toward their homes, a sliver of uncertainty crept in. What awaited them on this journey? Would they stay united in their mission? The sun began its descent, casting golden hues across the sky, the promise of tomorrow still glistening on the horizon. Emily inhaled deeply, locking away those doubts for a moment more. They were on the brink of something powerful, but what trials would test them along the way? A whisper in her heart seemed to echo, "Be brave, for the path ahead is divine." She knew God had more in store for them, more than they could ever foresee. And in that moment, she felt it. The beautifully intricate dance between faith and action had begun, and she found herself right in the middle of it. But when challenges arose, would they falter or rise up stronger together? The dawning realization settled over Emily like a gentle mist, aware of the mountain they were about to climb. The days following their gathering felt like a fresh breeze swirling in the community. Emily awoke each morning with renewed determination, her heart a river of gratitude. She prayed often, seeking divine wisdom as she envisioned the festival blooming with life. In the days leading to their next meeting, however, Emily started to sense unease ebbing beneath the surface. There were whispers in town, murmurs of doubt spilling from lips that once radiated warmth and support. She caught snippets of conversation, questions lingering about the festival's purpose, and fears about how a gathering could inspire real change. It pained her to think that the shine on their collective spirit could be dulled by a sprinkle of skepticism. As Emily prepared for the group's reunion, she contemplated how to address their doubts. Sitting on her porch on a quiet evening, she fanned through the pages of her worn Bible, seeking solace. The words echoed from Psalms, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Emily felt a gentle lift in her spirit. Fear is indeed the root of doubt, and she knew they could overcome it together. When the time came, the group reassembled in the warm embrace of the community center, laughter and excitement bubbling in the air. But beneath the smiles, Emily sensed lingering hesitations. As people settled, she felt a nudge from the spirit to speak. "Thank you for coming back," Emily began, her voice steady. "I can sense the energy we created last week, but I also feel there are hesitations, fears creeping in. We stand at a beautiful crossroads, and I urge us to share what's on our hearts." A young woman with bright eyes spoke up. "What if nobody comes to our festival? What if we put our effort into this and it falls flat?" Another chimed in. "I fear I'll fail. What if my ideas are silly? I don't want to let anyone down." Each voice poured out their worries, weaving a net of collective unease. Emily could feel the weight of those fears. They gathered like storm clouds, threatening to overshadow the light they had ignited. Then an elderly gentleman, the one who first suggested their mission, leaned forward.
"Fear is a tool of the enemy," he said firmly, "but we are here together. Our faith is stronger than any shadow doubt casts. Let's replace fear with faith. We are not defined by the potential of failure, but rather by our readiness to act for good." Emily felt a spark flicker in the air. His words resonated deeply, cutting through the fog of doubt. Encouraged, she encouraged everyone to close their eyes and take a moment of silence. "Let's invite God into our fears," Emily suggested. The room softened into stillness, hearts settling into sincerity. In that pause, she led a prayer, asking for strength and courage, a plea for the Spirit to wash over their insecurities, igniting faith to overcome what loomed on the horizon. As the prayer ended, something shifted. The collective weight began to dissipate, replaced by a newfound lightness. Smiles replaced frowns, and energy renewed the gathering like sunlight breaking through clouds. One by one, ideas flowed once more, each suggestion flowing effortlessly among them. What if they included personal stories? What if they offered open mic time where community members could share their struggles and triumphs? Laughter and excitement ebbed and flowed, washing away previous trepidation and replacing fear with joy. Emily gazed around, her heart swelling with gratitude. This was more than just a festival. It was a manifestation of hope, a shared vision of resilience. This festival will not only uplift us, but will spark change in our entire community, she exclaimed, feeling the pulse of the spirit within her. But deep down, Emily still felt the remnants of uncertainty. Would such a gathering ignite lasting change? And as they planned, she realized that their journey was just beginning. With challenges inevitable, would this newfound courage hold strong against the storms ahead? The thought lingered. What true transformation awaited them through their collective leap of faith? And as they continued brainstorming, she couldn't shake that stirring curiosity about the unseen paths ahead. The day of the Festival of Renewal arrived, vibrant and bursting with life. Colorful banners flapped in the gentle breeze, carrying the spirit of hope through the air like a sweet perfume. Emily moved among the jubilant villagers, her heart pounding with joy and nervous anticipation. This was their moment, the culmination of their prayers and efforts. The community center buzzed with excitement as villagers set up shops filled with baked goods, crafts, and stories. Laughter rang out, blending with music strummed on guitars, while children chased each other in energetic circles, embodying sheer innocence and joy. It felt like a divine celebration, a testament to faith come alive. As Emily walked around, greeting familiar faces, a warmth enveloped her. She felt every glimpse, every smile, reaffirming the love that had blossomed from their collective courage. Suddenly, her heart skipped as she caught sight of the woman who had first questioned her, a figure anchored in the crowd, arms folded yet softer.
curiosity shining in her eyes. Something had shifted within her. Emily approached with warmth. "I'm so glad you could make it. We've been looking forward to sharing this day with you." The woman gave a faint smile, a mix of uncertainty and openness swirling within her. As the afternoon unfolded, the villagers gathered at the center stage, eager to kick off the festivities with a blessing. Emily stood, hand on the mic, heart racing with anticipation. "Today, we gather not just to celebrate, but to embrace every story, every struggle, and every moment of faith that brought us here," she beamed, her voice ringing with conviction. "We are a community united in love. Let this festival not only reflect our growth, but also be a beacon of hope for those who feel lost." Cheers erupted, reverberating through their collective faith. In that sacred moment, she felt a divine connection weave through them like threads of light binding their hearts. As the music began, Emily's soul ignited with a deeper purpose. They continued to share stories, echoes of pain and beauty revealing the depth of their journey. Moments of laughter interspersed with whispered confessions, a soft reminder that vulnerability often needs hearts together. Midway through, the woman from the crowd stepped forward. Emily felt a flicker of trepidation, but noticed how a newfound confidence infused her demeanor. "I've been struggling with my own shadows," she began, voice steady. "I fought against believing I could truly belong or find healing, but as I listened to your stories today, I felt compelled to share my journey. Perhaps we can create a community where healing doesn't hide in silence, but blooms in understanding." Applause erupted around her, and tears brimmed in Emily's eyes. The authenticity she displayed was a brave testament to their work. Her openness flowed like a river, nurturing the ground they had tilled together. Emily realized then that this festival was more than a celebration. It was transforming into a movement toward healing. As the sun began its descent, bathing everything in golden light, the villagers gathered at the center stage. Emily sensed the momentum building, excitement and strength pulsed through her veins. Each shared story fed into a greater purpose, igniting sparks of change set to radiate beyond the festival's walls. "Let's plant seeds of hope," Emily declared, inspiration igniting within her. "This festival is just the beginning. Let's commit to building bridges outside our village. Let's reach out to those who feel lost and invite them into this light." Voices murmured in agreement, excitement surging. The festival wasn't merely an event, it was their call to action. Emily stood, feeling the shift in the atmosphere, as if God was weaving them into a collective tapestry of change. And just like that, the community decided to take a leap of faith. Plans were made to reach out to neighboring villages to help those who wrestled with despair and loneliness. They set up monthly gatherings, discussions, even outreach programs to lend hands and hearts to anyone in need. But then, out of the crowd, a hand rose hesitantly, belonging to another neighbor entrenched in skepticism. "But what if we face rejection again? What if this doesn't work?" His voice trembled, raw and questioning. Emily's heart sank for a moment, but filled with understanding. "What if we do?" she replied gently. "Loss and rejection may be part of our journey, but we know from experience that love conquers fear. We will take action in faith, trusting that every effort matters. When we step out in love, we're creating a space for God to work miracles." As murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd, a light illuminated Emily's vision. The assembled villagers began to understand that this journey wouldn't be easy but needed. Rejection was merely an extension of love, a way to pursue truth even when the road turned rough. They had been fortified through their stories, hardened by faith. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an ethereal promise over them, Emily felt it, the dawning of a new season. That was it. Their lives were imbued with purpose. They grasped deeper than surface connections. They learned to embrace each moment of vulnerability and face whatever lay beyond with courage. And as the festival continued into the twilight, laughter echoed through the night, mingling with prayers sent forth like whispers into the firmament. Hearts melded into one, each person embodying a chapter of divine transformation. They were ready to carry this light into the unseen paths and unexplored corners of their community. The question loomed softly within Emily's heart, like a tender assurance. What miracles awaited those who walked boldly in faith? There it was, the intertwining of hope and courage anchoring their journey. They were more than a festival. They were a movement ignited by love and resilience. They would embrace the shadows, illuminating the darkness outside them, together. Now, beloved friends, you've journeyed with us through faith, courage, and transformation. If this story ignites hope in your heart, you need to subscribe now to never miss these exclusive, faith-filled stories. Leave a like to fuel our mission and feed the algorithm, ensuring more souls can engage with this divine journey. And don't hold back. Comment your reflections and testimonies. Your voice is vital in sharing this light. Share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation of faith. This is the moment to show your support. Remember, only true servants of God understand the importance of uplifting one another and spreading faith, love, and hope. Don't wait even one more second. Act now.